This training module is for poll workers in Pennsylvania. In this module, you will learn about working with voters with limited English proficiency. Topics include the legal requirements for what you must do to help voters with limited English proficiency, as well as tips and best practices for what you should do when interacting with voters with limited English proficiency. This module is designed to supplement the training you receive from your local county election officials. The Department of State encourages you to attend the poll worker training offered by your county before every election. When someone has trouble understanding written or spoken English because they speak another language, we say they are limited English proficient. According to a federal law called the Voting Rights Act, some counties are required to provide voting-related services in languages other than English. When counties are required to provide these services, it is because over 5%, or more than 10,000 people in that jurisdiction, are part of a language minority group and do not speak English very well. Pennsylvania counties. As of 2020, there are 3 counties that are required to provide assistance in Spanish in Pennsylvania: Berks County, Lehigh County, and Philadelphia. More counties may be added after the 2020 census. The Voting Rights Act requires that these counties provide election-related materials in the applicable language, as well as in English. These materials generally include registration or voting notices, forms, instructions, and ballots. Whether or not your voting precinct is required to provide language services, Pennsylvania has developed statewide procedures to ensure that voters with language needs can vote. What must poll workers do for voters who are limited English proficient? In every polling place in Pennsylvania, when a voter needs someone to help translate in order to vote, they have the right to receive assistance. If the voter indicates they need help to vote, check the poll book to see if it says that the voter requires assistance. If the poll book does not indicate that the voter requires assistance to vote, but the voter says they need help, have them complete and sign a declaration of the need of assistance to vote. If it is the first time a voter requests assistance, or their assistance needs are not identified in the poll book, they are still eligible to receive assistance and must complete and sign a form known as the Declaration of the Need of Assistance to Vote. After this is completed, the voter's registration record will note their request for assistance for future elections. Any voter who is entitled to receive assistance in voting under the election law must be allowed to choose someone to help them vote. The following people may not provide assistance: the judge of elections, the voter's employer or an agent of the employer, an agent or officer of the voters' union. In counties that are required to provide language services, the county may assign bilingual poll workers to your polling place. If you are a poll worker in Berks County, Lehigh County, or Philadelphia, find out what procedures to follow when voters need language assistance. The county may offer additional training for poll workers who provide language assistance. If you are a bilingual poll worker, be prepared to explain voting processes in the target language. Tips for working with voters with limited English proficiency. It is important to create a welcoming environment for all voters. Be prepared to offer assistance to any and every voter. Speak clearly and be respectful. Show voters with limited English proficiency the same respect you expect to receive. Speak directly to the voter, even when someone is there to assist them. You should always be attentive, patient, and allow the voter to complete their thoughts or actions. It may be necessary to repeat yourself to the voter. Try not to get frustrated if this happens. If you do not understand the voter, let them know and ask for help from a fellow poll worker if necessary. Follow the steps and recommendations in this training, and you will provide a great service to your neighbors and fellow Pennsylvanians. Thank you for your service as a poll worker and for your interest in voters with limited English proficiency. Elections in Pennsylvania would not be possible without your service. This concludes the training module on voters with limited English proficiency. Test your knowledge using the questions below.